Hello, everybody. You're watching Everything Weapons. Today, we're going to be talking and getting all into what is the most northern army in the entire world on Earth. And this is going to be the Canadian Forces Station, or CFS, Alert in Nunavut, Canada. It is the northernmost military installation in the entire world, and we're going to be talking all about it. So, first off, let's discuss its location. So, this base is the northeastern tip of Ellesmere Island, within the Queen Elizabeth Islands in Nunavut, Canada. The exact coordinates are approximately 82 degrees 30 minutes north, and the distance of this uh, most northern army from the North Pole is about 817 kilometers, which is 508 miles, and it is the northernmost continuously inhabited place on Earth and houses a small permanent military and civilian presence, typically 50 to 60 people approximately, that rotate. Now, the CFS Alert is a signals intelligence, or SIGINT, intercept station operated by the Canadian Armed Forces, primarily under the Royal Canadian Air Force, with support from other branches, and it monitors communications and serves strategic Arctic surveillance roles. While not a large conventional army per se, combat base, it still represents the Canadian military's, including Army elements and support, northernmost permanent outposts. Now, comparison with other northern bases on Earth, here's how it kind of stacks up against other contenders. So, Russia's northernmost major base most is Arctic trefoil, Arctic shamrock, and the Nagorskaya airfield on Alexandra Land, Franz Josef Land Archipelago, which is about 80 degrees north, and Russia's most advanced high Arctic outpost, but it's still several hundreds kilometers south of the Canadian base Alert. Now, the United States, America, has its Pitofik Space Base, formerly called the Thule Air Base in northwest Greenland, which is about 76 degrees 32 minutes north, often called the northernmost U.S. Department of Defense installation, but significantly farther south than Alert. Other nations and other countries, including Norway and Denmark and Greenland, have presences around 78 degrees north or even lower. So, just to provide a little context on Army, if you mean a conventional ground combat army unit with tanks, infantry, uh, then Russia has the most extensive Arctic military infrastructure overall, with its Northern Fleet, Arctic brigades, multiple bases along the Northern Sea route, and Canada maintains Arctic sovereignty through the Canadian Army, Canadian Rangers, which is Indigenous reservists who patrol extremely remote northern areas up there, and regular exercises like Operation Nanook. However, for the most, single most northern fixed military facility, the Canadian CFS Alert holds the record by a clear margin, as it just completely beats Russia and even the United States. So this base is, I mean, it's very small. It's only like 50 to 60 people, but I just wanted to make a quick video because it does interest me quite a lot knowing about Earth and geography, and I will make other videos on like the most southern army or base in the world, and it is interesting because if you go the furthest north and even the furthest south, it's very fascinating that there are still military bases like extremely out there in the middle of nowhere in complete isolation. And it's just very interesting that people actually go out there and live there and work there for a certain amount of time. Now, like I said, it does rotate. So this Canadian Forces Station Alert, it does rotate its troops. So obviously it's not going to keep the same amount of men there, right, at a certain amount of time. But if you enjoyed watching, drop a like, a thumbs up is greatly appreciated. Subscribe, ring the bell, and type as a comment down below of other video ideas you want, or what you thought about this episode, and what you think of this military base, and if it interests you at all. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Later.